In Eyes Wide Shut, Kubrick subtly references Sabrina and John Milton's Comus through the mention of a baby carriage and the name Sabrina. Sabrina, originally a water nymph in English mythology, connects to the themes of chastity and temptation explored in Milton's Comus, where the god of excess tries to corrupt a virtuous woman. The carriage alludes to Rosemary's baby and deepens Eyes Wide Shut ties to supernatural symbolism. This layering of myths, witchcraft, and classical stories enhances the film's exploration of innocence, corruption, and hidden power. In the toy store, Helena says to her parents, "I can put Sabrina in here," as she gestures to the antique-looking Rosemary's baby carriage, ostensibly referring to a doll of hers. Alice replies, "It's old-fashioned. Did Kubrick have a reason for using that particular name? And if so, then what might Sabrina signify in this context?" Sabrina is a water nymph character with origins in English and Greek mythology. Her story links to Helen of Troy, as Sabrina is said to descend from Brutus of Troy and the Trojan War hero Aeneas, who is also a son of Venus and cousin of Paris. In English legend, Sabrina was a girl born to the mistress of King Locrine. He acknowledged Sabrina and her mother and rejected his wife Gwendolen, who then waged war against him and won, killing Locrine in battle and ordering Sabrina and her mother be drowned in the Welsh-English River Severn. Severn comes from the Old Welsh Habron, which the Romans translated as Sabrina. Various versions of the story conclude with Sabrina being saved by the river nymphs and becoming one herself. Nymphs, or naiads, are beautiful female spirits who preside over rivers, lakes, and other bodies of water. Sabrina is a key character in a masque by English poet John Milton, entitled Comus, announced as a masque to honor chastity. Masques were an ancient form of live theatrical entertainment and pageantry, a popular court celebration with singing, dancing, and mask wearing, with the main parts often played by nobles and royals themselves. The etymology of the French word masque is directly linked to masque and masquerade, from the Italian mascara and the Latin masca meaning witch and spectre, and the Arabic mascara meaning buffoon. Note the thematic relevance of the word masque to the film and the word masquerade as commonly used today. Mascaras make up for the eyes with supernatural connotations, as in Halloween makeup, clownish purposes, or sexual implications. Disguising oneself to attract, shock, or entertain. Comus is the Greek god of excess, festivity, indulgence, and nocturnal dalliances. The story of Comus concerns a woman, the lady, who Comus captures and brings to his pleasure palace, where he attempts to coerce her into sexual debauchery. He accosts her, tries to drug her, and put spells on her with his necromancy, reminiscent of Ziegler and the Overdose Mandy. But the lady holds strong against Comus until she is eventually saved and freed by the nymph Sabrina. Comus concludes with an allusion to the tale of Cupid and Psyche, drawing further interconnections between Eyes Wide Shut and other stories, with elements of each corresponding with the others. The moment Helena mentions Sabrina, a woman passes behind her and glances over. Looking not unlike a witch, she wears pointed black boots and a long dark overcoat with its hood up, like the cloaked masked ball attendees. Sabrina comes to mind as the name of the teenage witch from the Archie comic book series, linking, however loosely, to the film's Wiccan and witchcraft-related imagery. Immediately prior to the movie, Nicole Kidman starred in the fantasy comedy Practical Magic from 1998, playing sister to co-star Sandra Bullock character as to magic-slinging modern-day witches. Bullock's birthday is also July 26, 1964, the same as Kubrick's 1928. Helena plays with the Rosemary's baby carriage as a witch-like woman walks by, further augmenting the film's associations with the supernatural, fairy tales, and horror and thriller cinema, as Roman Polanski directed a number of other features in the genre, particularly psychological horror. Repulsion from 1965 stars Catherine Deneuve as a woman whose increasing repulsion to men and their sexual advances drives her to murder. And The Tenant from 1976 stars Polanski himself as a man tormented by his cult-like group of neighbors. Polanski's wife, actress Sharon Tate, was murdered in 1969 by female cultists. She had starred in his 1967 film The Fearless Vampire Killers, the supernatural horror Eye of the Devil from 1966 as a witch, and Valley of the Dolls from 1967, a critically reviled melodrama about the misfortunes of three women in the entertainment industry. Polanski's first film after Tate's death was a graphically violent adaptation of Shakespeare's Macbeth 1971, which famously features the three witches' characters. Sabrina is also the title character of a 1954 film starring Audrey Hepburn, who would attend the Rothschilds' surrealist ball, and directed by Billy Wilder, whom Kubrick admired. Sabrina was remade in 1995 starring Harrison Ford, like Harford, and directed by Sidney Pollack, who played Ziegler.